Hello, mortals.
Welcome, children, women, everybody else.
Aliens.
Men.
Aliens!
Hopefully we get the aliens.
It's me, Flip Thrift, Jack Valentine, and it's the guy from Blue's Clues.
Steve!
You look like, that's like a Steve shirt.
I do look like Steve from Blue's
Clues. Who's the new
Clues.
guy? I feel like we're onto a third at this point.
I think his name is like Jeff.
Or
It's
like-
like some.
or
It's
like
like one of those.
Evan.
It's one of those like 4-letter white guy names.
It definitely was. Anyways, welcome to 2025!
Yay!
This is not the first video we've done in 2025, but this video does pertain to 2025. If you missed it last week, we reflected on all of our goals that we had set for ourselves in 2024. We had done brands we wanted to find, business goals, social media goals, all kinds of stuff. We looked back, we reflected, what did we do, what did we not do, what did we find, what did we not find, and that was last week's video. So if you're interested, I will link that below, or it just went up last Tuesday. Today, what we're here to do is talk about our 2025 goals. Now, I really enjoyed last year having some goals that I had kind of like laid out for myself. It really helped me like keep them in mind, try to work towards them, and I did then end up like accomplishing quite a fair share of them.
I had about 10 total, and I accomplished maybe 2, which is fine.
It's fine. It's
which
fine.
is
It's
fine.
okay. So why not give goals another shot? And we are gonna lay out what we want to do in 2025 to hold ourselves accountable and to hold ourselves to these goals. So we added like, I guess basically just one section this year. We still have 10 brands that are goals we want to find this year that we're going to talk about first. So it's like a BOLO list. Then we're going to actually talk about some brands or categories or whatever that we would like to, for the most part,
completely ignore.
Swear off. Like done with it, over it, like we need to be done with this. We need to cut off this toxic relationship.
Yes.
Then we're going to talk about our business goals once again, and then we're going to talk about our social media, Instagram, YouTube goals. And we're going to do it just like last year and just like last week. I'll say mine, Ryan will say his, etc. Some of the goal brands we did carry over from last year, but don't worry, it's not like the exact same list. It's not the exact same list.
There's a few.
As a reminder, with the brands that are our goal brands, we are not talking arbitraging, because of course we could check off everything on this list
It's like
and
go
on the Real or go on Posh and like arbitrage it from somebody for a pay up.
Yeah.
We're talking, we want to fund these brands at like a low price, a thrift equivalent price. So either the bins, an actual thrift store, or like cheap
Completely
at a
smart.
consignment store, like super marked down, super cheap, 90% off day, something like that at a consignment store. My first one is one that I had last year, and that is Thom Browne. I feel like it's possible. Our friend Nick has found Thom Browne thrifting at least once before.
Yes, he has.
I would just love to find Thom Browne. I've just always wanted to, and I still want to, and I know someday I will. My second one is another one that I'm actually carrying over, and that is The Row. Mogi Beth actually just found The Row, and I think she actually skipped it, which actually made sense because it was like a pair of,
It was probably pretty
like
bad.
Skinny Ponte black pants.
Oh,
It was, yeah.
but
But at least she could say that she could say that she found it. I cannot. So.
I would still take the Instagram picture.
Yes, yeah.
Back on the right.
I didn't get them.
TTY.
So I would love to find The Row. I mean, most of their stuff is worth like crazy amounts of money. Not every single thing, but most. So I want to find it. It's pretty like plain and basic. So I could see a store not marking it high, like a consignment store or something.
Yeah, or Goodwill.
Number 3, Rick Owens. I kind of stole this from Ryan's list last year. I have had Rick Owens, but it was absolutely arbitrage. I paid a lot for it. I would love to find it thrifting. Honestly,
You're gonna find that
piece,
cape at Unique?
I wish. Honestly, any piece, that would be fantastic. Again, it's just such an expensive brand, and it's very unassuming, kind of like The Row. Number 4, and this is really because of where we live, I would love to find Canada Goose. Now, I know to some people that might sound like a crazy goal, like, you want to thrift Canada Goose?
We
but
live
like,
in Minnesota.
I know so many people in our area and in our bins specifically who have found Canada Goose hats, like shirts, mittens, gloves,
Okay,
coats.
if you find the gloves.
Coats, but like people do find the coats. Also,
They're really
if you go
popular
out
here.
on the streets in the cold, everyone is wearing one.
I want one.
Everyone is wearing one.
They look warm.
Somehow everybody can afford one because like they're everywhere. So I know it's possible and I want to find one. Like I'm next. It's my turn, okay?
My turn! That's
Number 5, I am carrying over Eskandar.
You're really clinging to
I
it.
am.
It's going to sell for like $40.
No, it's not going to make me much money. I just want to say that I have. Like, come on. Eskandar, just a quick reminder, it is a Lag & Look brand. It is very, very expensive, like Lag & Look is. Again, very unassuming. And I feel like everybody's found it. It shouldn't be that hard.
Except us.
I think that's why. It shouldn't be that hard. Also, we've known about this brand since like we first started. We've had
2018.
years to find it. We've had years to find it.
Oh my god, it's almost been 10 years.
Years to find it, and we haven't found it. Neither.
The fact that we've been doing this for almost 10 years.
And we have a local Lag & Look boutique, so it should be circling around these Twin Cities.
The only thing
Where's the Eskandar?
Spiraling is my mental state.
Number 6 for me is Tiffany & Co. No, I do not think I'm gonna find jewelry.
With Christmas tree decorations from Tiffany. However that goes.
No, I do not think I'm gonna find jewelry. I'll take it. I don't think so. I'm more talking like a crystal home good. Even my mother Debbie has found Tiffany home.
How do you know? It's need to go get my glasses
tiny
redone.
etched on the bottom.
Because I could look at all the crystal at any thrift store and there'd probably be 10 of them and I'd be like, well, I don't see anything.
If you've watched some of the Thrift With Me's that I've done, that usually it's at Unique, I will check home goods and I'll check oftentimes crystals, at least some of them, just to see. And someday it's gonna happen. Again, not something that might make me like $1 trillion, and we might keep it
because I love crystal.
But it'd be fun. I just want to. Number 7, I took this from Ryan. It's very unrealistic. Elder Statesman.
Never know.
Super, super expensive cashmere brand. I doubt it, but it's always possible.
Anything's
Number 8, La Lignée. Now, I have found a lot of La Lignée Target. I have found it a lot. And again, it's a one that, like, it wouldn't always be worth tons and tons and tons.
I love mine.
But I haven't found it before. It's a pretty popular brand. Quite expensive. I'd like to find it. Number 9, I'm taking this one from Ryan last year as well. It's Kite. It's Kate.
A Kite.
Kate. A Kite. Kite.
A Kite.
It's Khaite. It is pronounced Kate. If you don't get the joke, in last year's
2023
goals, Ryan said he wanted to find Kite. And I was like, what brand are you talking about? And he was talking about Kate.
Kite.
Again, I only feel like it's possible because it is a very unassuming brand for the most part. Usually their stuff, great materials, but it's not like really eccentric or really whimsical. So like I could see it being marked low. And number 10, I am re-carrying it over. I want to find Doan again. 2025, I'm finding Doan again.
I've pulled one out of the bin.
Me too.
And I've pulled one off of the thrift store.
I think I found one. I don't remember where, and I don't even remember what it was, but I know I have found it once, but I want to find it.
Found a dress and a blouse. And they're so nice. And it sells like immediately.
Yeah, it does.
Which is great. First up for me, still, to just say that I have Ula Johnson. I don't care if it's a panty. I want to find something. Just so I can, even if it's ugly, take my Instagram picture and I'm putting it back in the rack, find it too. But like, I'm finding that girl this year. When I found some of her stuff at like Simon stores, and I've arbitraged it from other places, but like, I want to pull one out of a bin or off of a rack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. John Galliano, again, and I think this is really because I do a lot of the Y2K, I do a lot of the vintagey stuff. I feel like this is like peak me finding a little Depop Y2K moment.
And peak value, probably. Peak sales numbers.
That's it. I would love to thrift a Christy Dawn. I would love to like pull one out of the bin.
Yeah.
And it happens. And I feel like it's been happening a lot more recently because she's not like, oh my god, you're at a Grizzly. No,
yeah, no, she's definitely, she's taking a little bit of a back seat. She's like, it's like a school bus and she's in the middle seats. She's not in the back seat.
She's not. No, and I want to thrift one. And I feel like because I've seen like Jack has arbitraged them from like the ThredUp thing.
I don't think, I've never thrifted it either.
Feel substantial enough for a thrift store employee to go, I'm going to mark this up.
Yeah. And the tag, honestly,
it looks like
Potter's Pot. Whatever that is. I've seen, I don't know where that's from.
TJ Maxx. I would also love to thrift a Cezanne piece. I've had a few. I might have actually thrifted one. Maybe. Like a sweater. I have no idea.
Well, I would want another one.
I do want another one. I would love to like actually thrift it. Chrome hearts.
Let's just shoot for the sky.
But I'm thinking of like, I'm probably not going to find some god-awful expensive piece of jewelry. I'm thinking of like the t-shirts. I'm thinking of like $1,000. I'm thinking of a long sleeve shirt that some guy gives some girlfriend and she's like, me and Ricky broke up, so now I'm gonna...
Well, Ryan has spoken it into existence because...
I've arbitraged one before, and I sold it for like $300 to $400. Like, wild. It was really good. I will thrift one at some point. Elder Statesman, again. And I have one specific sweater that I want, and it looks like a topographical map. of like the ocean's lure. And I want one. I will thrift it.
Yeah.
I will thrift it. The row. Just because she's so popular right now, I want to thrift one.
And so expensive.
Very expensive. Very, 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 very expensive. Kite. Again, I'm carrying her over from last year. I will pull one of them kites out of one of them thrifty trees.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yank that Kate kite out of the tree.
I would love to like fulfill the millennial reseller in me to like, even though I'm not a millennial.
Zillennial.
The zillennial reseller in me to thrift a pair of golden geese. I found a really, really fake pair and I was gonna do a trash or treasure with them at a thrift store and I put them down and some woman like gooped them. I'm like, well, girl, they're fake. So enjoy. They are not gonna last. That would be really fun. I would also love to thrift a designer bag, like a YSL, a Louis, a Gucci. Not like one of the chintzy ones where like, oh, this is disgustingly falling apart, and the Goodwill marked it at $300. Like a decent one,
yeah.
Which I think is
not
possible.
Like 2022.
No,
Louis Vuitton,
not anything that's going to be like
card.
Not anything that's going to be like new, but like a good leather canvas, whatever bag from one of the big designers. I would love to.
Fantastic.
That would be really fun.
All right, so new section for this year is we're going to talk about what we are swearing off. Now,
this is where it gets
please keep in mind that like we will not be perfect. You will probably see us.
I will go to the bins.
Every once in a while trying something spectacular from these brands, these categories, whatever. But feel free to hold us accountable. Say shame, it has a name and it's Jack Valentine. If I pull out one of these in a haul. So
I'm gonna.
I am swearing I am swearing off for 2025. Zara, I am finally swearing it off. You will see me get it to consign, of course. This doesn't have to do with consigning. This is for me to sell. I need to stop listing Zara.
It never sells.
It's a waste of time.
Sells.
Yes, I've sold it here and there, but for the most part, it is a waste of time. Again, I find something that is just insane. Or like, I just find it to be the cutest thing ever.
Well, and you did just find a pair of like beautiful pony hair, new with tag.
Yeah. $250
Zara
retail
boots.
Zara boots. Like, of course.
There's going to be an outlier.
Of course I'm going to sell that or list that. Like, yeah, maybe a shoe or two here and there. Like, you found some really cute Zara shoes not that long ago. But for the most part, I don't care if I think it's pretty cute or pretty trendy. I don't want to list any Zara that I'm going to post, like, basically under, like, $100. Like, I just don't want that
That's not
Zara.
gonna
It's
happen.
such a waste of time. It always bites me in the butt. Vintage. I've talked about it for a few months.
And what did you just find at the thrift store? Shame.
There are asterisks.
You have a name.
What I'm talking about is like, I have Ryan in the house who loves to sell vintage and has a lot of luck with it.
Me too.
Any of that, just here and there. Cute sweater, cute blouse. Oh, look at this whimsical print, whatever. Like, that just needs to go to Ryan. Because it's not like I'm skipping it and it's just going to the dump. Like, I need to just give it to Ryan.
That's true.
I can't always hold myself accountable with, like, again, micro pleats. And I can't hold myself completely accountable.
You black out.
With, like, the leather floral Miraflores coat that I just found. Like, of course, I'm gonna sell those. But, like, for the most part, it's over. Home and home goods. I mean, if I find Tiffany & Co., I'm buying it.
I thought you were going to not go to Home Goods anymore. And I was like, are you feeling okay?
No.
Do I need to...
Oh, hard goods actually is what I wrote
temperature?
anyways. Home and hard goods. I hate shipping it. I hate listing it. I hate storing it.
I like to find them for me.
I'm not talking about not buying any.
Okay.
I can buy it for myself, like mid-century modern stuff. Absolutely. I love thrift and home goods and hard goods for myself.
Very true.
I just don't want to list it anymore. I just don't want to. It sells for like less than a blouse, and then I have to painstakingly ship it.
Like, spend $10 to go get a roll of
Don't
want
want to do it
make
anymore.
sure this plate gets to this poor woman.
Don't want to do it anymore.
Like, not worth it, babe.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Children's. Yes, I've sold some. Yes, I've made money off some. But Debbie doesn't mind selling children's. I'll just give it to her. Minnie and Baby Bowden is like the only exception.
Yeah. If I find something
and that's
designer,
not even all of it. Yeah, I mean, okay, like Gucci, Zimmerman, like, yeah, that's different. But like, for the most part, like, I don't want to do any Hannah Anderson. I don't want to do any Janie and Jack. I just don't want to spend the time on it.
No.
This is a big one. So basically anything that's like athletic wear. I'm so sick of leggings. I don't care what brand they are. They flop for me. Even Aloe leggings that I just found are doing awful. And like, athletic tank tops, athletic shorts.
The tank tops have been dead for a long
tops.
time,
I
though.
just, or like athletic tops. I don't really care the brand. So I'm not talking like, if I find Athleta, like the linen cabo, the like loungewear,
yeah,
I will sell that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking like leggings, some joggers. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to be done. I don't care what brand, I'll just consign it. Like Lulu, Athleta, just consign. And last up is Everlane. I've been burned by Everlane repeatedly in 2024. I need to be done unless it's from the bins and it's like jeans, maybe.
They're a plus size and a dark wash. And
maybe. But like it does.
Maybe some of their shoes, like the leather.
Shoes and bags, like yeah. But like for the most part, the Everlane clothing, I don't want to find myself thrifting or consigning, shopping it.
If I find any of their like high quality sweaters, here you go, mom. Here you go, grandma. Like, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went in. Go in! Lower dollar cute boutique pieces. Out. I am over them. I was looking at my inventory because of one of the goals that I will talk about here in just a minute. And I'm just like, I have all these beautiful dresses that are made out of tissue paper and plastic. And I'm sick of them. I am over it. I need to like put my little foot down and say like, I don't need this anymore. Honestly, if I like feel the itch to give in, I'll just take them to the consignment store. I'm not going to sell them myself.
That's fine, yeah.
I think a lot of the theme for a lot of these is like, they have moved to like consignment store brands, which is like totally fine. Urban Outfitters. I love an Urban Outfitters moment. There's one sitting right next to me right here. But I think like I would literally list any of it, all of it. And I am kind of done with that. I need to be picky. Obviously, if I find some really cute little baby tee, or if I find some like really trendy, cute little accessory pair of pants, whatever, like, yes, I'm gonna list that myself.
Coat that I just found and sold for like $65.
Exactly. And like, there are always gonna be outliers to any of these things, but like my plain little white Urban Outfitters sweater that I find in the bins that sells for $24 after 2 years, like, we don't need her.
Yeah.
We don't need her. Yeah. You know, she's on the way out. Trendy online shops. Any of those. Nasty Gal. ASOS, Revolve, Brandy, Carmar, Aritzia.
Super down.
Ow! Ow, 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 ow. I'm just going to take all of them to the consignment store. Especially like the Aritzia stuff.
Aritzia, I almost should have put on no.
I have a little sister who would gobble up any Aritzia piece that I sent her. I gave her 2 of them for Christmas and she loved them. That's where they're going. They're going to a good home. And that good home lives in a little apartment in Des Moines, Iowa.
The only asterisk for Aritzia would be like the Super Puffs.
Oh, obviously.
Or like maybe some of like their coats and like
if I find any of the wool, any of the faux leather,
like,
even the faux leather pants now.
Yeah. Awful.
They don't do very good.
Awful. And like any of the like trousers that you'd think would do good, terrible. Yeah, like the blouses, the dresses, never sell.
None of it. No. 4 Target collabs. The Nilly Lotan for Target collab that's like actually made some decent stuff. Never gonna look at her ever again. Any of the Lily Pulitzer for Target stuff. Never gonna look at her any again. Maria Fernandez. Any of the Left Shack Fancies. Any of the like Missoni stuff, unless I find like a little suitcase. So I love my little Missoni suitcase. Any of them.
I would agree with you on that.
I will pick up the Rowing Blazers stuff to keep for me.
And I think I would still do Love Shack Fancy. That's the only one I would do. I do have some luck with the Love Shack Fancy. I'd pick up some
if it was like a extra large and above.
I'd pick up some of the other ones maybe to consign. Like the Lily Pulitzer.
Tech accessories. Unless, obviously, if I find a Gucci iPad case, I'm going to get it. But, like, I don't need...
I didn't know you were still buying those.
I didn't either. Until I looked at my hoard and I was like, what in the world do I have all this sitting here for? I don't need any of them. Figs. Over it.
I swear I have Figs last
Over
year,
it. So. Figs put me in eBay jail this year because I sold a blouse and I used the model picture. And they like came at me. It was ridiculous.
They will come at you if you don't use a model picture. If it's already sold, they will come at you. Period. No matter what.
Well, and so I got in trouble.
You could put a little fig emoji at the end of the like a different item, and they'd be
this is what really annoys me. I got an email from Poshmark. I had sold a bundle of a pair of like just scrub pants to one of you. Bought them for her daughter, like super nice, whatever. I listed them for like $50. She bought them. And then like 2 weeks later, I get this email from Poshmark that's like, see attached letter for removed listing. And it was a letter, like a pre-written letter from Figs. And it was like, you are not authorized to sell our products. Like this, you're not an authorized retailer, yada, 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 whatever. Like, don't ever do this again.
We don't want to see your face in this town again.
I am saving your garments from ending up in a landfill, Miss Ma'am. And they are going to somebody who's going to use them for what their intended purpose is. Vintage kids. It's so cute. And I'm at the point now where I'll just find a child in my life and send it to them. I have kids with daughters. I got kids with sons.
Our friends are starting to be
I got kids with ones that aren't done cooking. So, like, there are babies in my sphere that would benefit from my little vintage Disney pickups. And I don't have to sell them for $10 on the internet. Aloe. The leggings do terrible. The only things that I would really pick up are, like, the upper quality, like, knitwear. And maybe if I find, like, an actual, like, set. Other than that, it just doesn't move.
I haven't tried it enough.
It does not sell for me. And then my last one, and this shatters my soul, because this was one of my favorite brands of all time, and it still kind of is. I do love their stuff. American Apparel. Yes, it's a problematic, awful, disgusting company, but like they make a really, really good fisherman knit sweater.
They used to. Do they still?
Yes, they do. And they're like $120. And I paid like $40 for mine. Stupid. Yeah. And the stuff just doesn't sell. And their sister company, like Los Angeles Apparel, doesn't sell either.
Yeah, he's not talking about the American Apparel like screen printing.
He's
talking like they're like original pieces.
Yeah, not like the random company that has their logo printed on it. I wouldn't get that.
All right. We are getting into business goals now. Done with the brands. Business goals. So, I, again, maybe carried over like 1 or 2 or altered some, but I have 7. I wanted to have 8 and I only came up with 7.
I have 8, but there are multiple points.
Number 1, I carried over updating my taxes once a month. I wouldn't like overly pressure myself for this one because honestly, with being able to like export your sales data on Posh, like taxes have become a lot easier to do kind of in a big lump sum. Yeah. I still would love if I could once a month just update my taxes. At least do like the monthly fees that I pay or monthly services, do my mileage, do all that stuff once a month because that gets really annoying and stressful. Or like do my real once a month, something like that. Somehow keep up with my taxes at least more frequently, once a month or something. Number 2, stick to what sells and roll back on testing new things out, trying a new something, trying a new brand. I feel like at the end of 2024, I've really enjoyed like honing in on the things that do well for me. Certain categories, certain brands, whatever, like J. Crew blazers, for example, or something. Like just really focus on these things that I know do well. Like stop testing stuff. Even at the bins, it just becomes a big pile of wasted time. Like,
and then you don't have to because you're like, it's been 2 months and nothing is sold.
They need to have good comps to try something new. Number 3, pay up for things that sell very fast, even if the profit margins aren't ginormous. Again, I'll use J. Crew blazers as an example. I had recently paid almost $25. Actually, I've done this a few times in the past year. $25-ish for a J. Crew blazer that will sell for like $100 or like $90. Like, yes, I'm almost paying like $30 for something that's only going to sell for like $90, but they've been selling in like a week. So how can I get mad about? Or there's these like Tory Burch.
It's a quick flip.
Tory Burch. They're called like the runway ballet flat. I've found quite a few of them recently. I've been paying about like $90 for them, which is kind of a lot for reselling a Tory Burch shoe nowadays. But they sell for like $175 to $200 within 2 weeks. So am I doubling my money? Not always, but like I'm making that much money that fast. Deal.
That's it.
So I'm trying to be more comfortable with doing that. Number 4, embrace accessories. I feel like I've gotten better at this in the past year, but I really, really want to tell myself more when I'm at the bins to focus on these things, or even at Goodwills, at whatever. So I'm talking like the belts, the ties, hats, sunglasses, sometimes scarves, etc. Those things do always sell really well.
They do good. And they're easy to ship, and they're usually
so easy to take pictures of, so easy to store. I just want to get better at that. Like maybe even wallets. I'm not talking handbags. I'm definitely not. Those are a whole different beast. Maybe wallets though. Just the belts and the ties especially. I feel like I've just had really good luck in 2024 with those 2 categories. I want to just like hone in more on them.
Yep.
Number 5, be more cautious when it comes to large pay-ups for stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I have arbitraged certain pieces specifically for the Real, where like I paid a lot because I knew they would market really high. But of course, like the Real is like knocking these prices down like it's their job. And in the end, the thing sells and I actually do like lose $10. Or like $5. Rarely do I lose much, but like I don't want to do that. I don't want to pay like $300 for me to make $295.
Exactly.
Like, that's a lot of money to be out. Mm-hmm. So I need to be a lot more cautious with the really, really like bigger pay ups. Like, yes, every once in a while they really pay off, but every once in a while they don't. So I just need to be really more thoughtful.
Put a little bit more
thoughtful.
Yeah, do a little more research.
Number 6, continue with my kind of new bread and butter that I've like recently acquired. So I'm talking like 2022 and onward, like more adult mall brands. So thinking J. Crew and Taylor. Abercrombie & Fitch has really popped off this past year for me. Aerie, I've been having some pretty good luck with specific pieces. So sticking with that stuff, keeping it in mind, embracing it, whatever. And my last one, number 7, is hone in on eBay and Poshmark. I think I'm going to delete my Depop, or like delete everything off. I'm not going to delete my Depop, but
that's a good username.
Kick it all off. Also kind of Mercari. And
Mercari.
I don't even
so
think,
over Mercari.
I think at least for a while, I'm going to be done with Vestaire too. I haven't listed on Vestaire probably almost at all in 2024, but I still had a lot of active items on it and nothing happens on it.
It's such a bad
why waste my time and energy even trying to have any level of activity on these places when they're doing nothing for me?
Terrible.
When it's just like another place I have to go delete stuff off of.
Yeah, no, not
over it.
Okay, so speaking on the platform, I am parting the Red Sea. I am separating my platforms because what I've been noticing, and I think just kind of like throughout the year, as I've done like what solds or I go to pull stuff to ship, a lot of my like vintage Y2K, the core stuff, like the Coquette, the Cyber, the Goblin, the Fairy, doesn't do good on Poshmark. At all. It does not do good. It gets no traction. It gets marked down. And then on Depop, it'll sell for $40, $50. And on Poshmark, it's selling for like 10 to 15. So I think one of my big goals is there's going to be a Poshmark eBay section and there's going to be a Depop section. And I think like I'm going to restructure my inventory. So like I'm not
it's like separate.
I'm not digging through all my kind of like hoard of inventory to find my Depop stuff. I have like 15 inventory bins, a lot. But I want to do like the Poshmark, the eBay stuff, like some of the nicer stuff. And then I want to do like the Depop. Stop paying up for mid-tier Coach bags. Obviously, if I find a Coach 1941 bag and it's $100, I'm going to buy that bag.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy that bag. But if I find a decently looking outlet bag and it's $40 or $50 and comps are like 90 to 100, I'm not going to buy that bag. And I feel like I did a lot of that this year because I did a lot more consignment store shopping than I feel like I have in the past. And I did have some hits. We had some great little Coach pickups.
We both love selling Coach.
I love it. It's a great brand. I have one myself. I have more than one. I love their stuff. It's just, I need to be a little bit more like locked in on what I'm actually going to pay up for and pay more attention to comps. Obviously the vintage ones, if it's under $20, I'm going to buy it. But the newer kind of like outlet ones specifically, be a little bit more cautious. Stop canceling orders. And I wrote it in all caps. It's in big letters because I think a lot of this has to do with like everything is kind of everywhere.
Faulty inventory systems.
Yes, my inventory system has clearly failed me. So I think like if something sells on Poshmark, my little Depop sale that sold for $9 and I'm, hanging my tail between my legs, shipping her off. And then I forget to delete it on Depop and it sells for $35, $40. It is so aggravating to have to cancel and to message these poor people and be like, thank you for giving me all your money. You could have had this for like a tenth of the price somewhere else. Redo inventory system to based on platform. Talk to death about this. I will have 2 separate.
Yeah.
Be more intentional about sourcing and what to pay for. Like kind of talking about, I think this was the 2024 goal video where we talked about like arbitrage. Where like 2023, that was just not in the cards. I didn't have a whole lot of time to arbitrage. I didn't have a whole lot of extra money because we had a whole lot of stuff going on and I just didn't want to allocate that part of my salary to paying up for stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a place where like my paycheck got a little bit bigger because I'm in year 2. Like we don't have all these crazy life events.
We didn't just put a down payment on a home and have a wedding.
And then get a dog. And then you have to pay for the dog.
Yeah, there's still plenty to pay for, but not as big.
The bills now, I think, are a lot more manageable, and they're just a lot easier to, like, budget for. Like, with all these little house projects we have going on, it's easy to, like, put $100 a week and save up for the tree that we have to chop down or the thing we got to do. Like, it's a lot easier to manage for that stuff, which gives me more expendable income that I can use to, like, arbitrage and pay up for stuff that, like, yes, I'll sit on for a little bit more, but, like, it sells well.
Yeah.
Which is great. Look for more opportunities to source more high dollar inventory. I think, again, like speaking on the arbitrage thing, like I do
continue with what you're doing.
Yes. And especially with this separation that I'm planning, like it would be really nice to have a higher ASP for like the Poshmark and the eBay stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have a problem paying up for that if I'm putting in the research and if I know that like, if I pay $20 for this dress, is it gonna be worth it? You know, am I gonna be sitting on this thing and it's gonna get down, you know, marked down to $40 in 2 years, or is it gonna sell for $125 quickly? More time, more research. When possible, ramp up consignment store drop-offs. Summers. That's what I do most of the time. My bins trips are split into like, I have 2 halves in my cart. The stuff for me and the stuff for the consignment store. And it would be really nice, kind of like how Jack does this like weekly turnstile thing. Obviously we use that money for different things, but it would be really, really, really nice to like, oh, I made $100 and something at the consignment store this week. Mm-hmm. I don't have to put my bin strip on a credit card. I can just use cash.
Yeah.
And then we just
rotate.
You know, the things keep going, which is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Expand more into men's. I found a lot of really good men's pieces this year, I feel like. And I feel like just because my style changed a little bit, so I feel like I'm just kind of in the sphere of like what's trendier, what are some men's brands that people actually like. I feel like I'm going to be more open to looking for that kind of stuff. Never sell anything for under $20. If it's under $20, I'm losing money. I spent time and energy to go find it and to go source it and to pay for it, to buy the actual item. We're not doing anything under $20. I don't need any more little $16 Poshmark sales.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. And then in parentheses, just don't pick it up.
Okay, on to social media, YouTube, Instagram goals. We do have more, and we will try to go a little bit quicker since we've kept you here for a long time.
Rambling.
So, number 1, I really want to stick to on YouTube doing hauls, thrift with me's, work with me's, what solds, of course, and then sometimes consigning. I think we've kind of done this at the end of this past year, but I want to move away from like kind of trying a bunch of new things because they don't seem to stick. And I just don't want to put more effort into something that you guys don't want to see. So if you want to see me go thrifting and you want to see hauls, that is what I will do for you. So I'm just going to kind of hone in and stick to that.
The wheel, you know?
Number 2, stay active on the second channel at least once a month. This was a goal I had last year and I was very close, and I just want to make it real this next year.
Yeah.
Once a month is not too hard. So I think I can do it. And I mean, I usually start posting around like May anyway. So it's only a couple months more that I have to kind of like come up with something. Number 3, integrate personal outfit like pictures or posts with thrifting on Instagram. So I really did this mainly in my last post on Instagram where I took a picture with this beautiful Fendi coat I bought. I put this like fun me outfit on.
It was full of Mary.
Yeah, to take this picture. And like, that's what I'm talking about. I want it to be like, I am styling myself while showing something that I found. Mm-hmm. Of course, I will still do ones like in front of the bins, being like, look what I found. Or I will still do something like that. Yeah. And if I do that, I want to also integrate maybe doing pictures that are just me showing an outfit or something, which again, I think I've been getting better at this, but I really want to focus on that because like I want me to be in the Instagram as well, not just the thrift finds. I just feel like
it's your Instagram.
Yeah. Number 4, go live at least twice. One time before my birthday, which is March 26th. So last year I wanted to go live like all the time, and I didn't even do it once. So I'm telling myself to at least 2 times in 2025 go live on YouTube.
We should do a mukbang.
Go live on YouTube.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, doing whatever, chit-chatting, answering questions, just shipping together, something. I would like to actually interact with you guys and have conversations like with you. Number 5, try a series. I don't have any idea for this. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've lost it. But if you're a Valentine, all we do is like series. Mm-hmm. Everything continues on from everything for the Valentines. Like it's all connected.
It's all a circle.
I want to try some kind of series, whether it be 2 parts, 3 parts. I'm not talking like a 2-part haul. I mean like I do something one time, we find out the results the second time or something like that. Some kind of series on YouTube. Number 6, travel to source for thrift with me's. I'm talking about like when Ryan and I go to the fancy rich cities in Minnesota.
They're so fun.
I'm not saying we need to go to a different state or something. I'm just saying I want to once again do that because I really like doing those and it usually pays off really well.
You can do that during spring break.
Yeah, definitely.
Really fun.
Number 7, and this is more for me, you guys would like never know if this happens. Film ahead never film day of for YouTube. We just this last, or 2 Sundays ago, we filmed on Sunday.
But that was because we were traveling. We just got home from my folks for Christmas.
Or I also added, at least plan out the videos for the month. Don't get to like Sunday and be like, well, what am I gonna do all week?
What am I gonna do this Tuesday?
I just want to be a little more prepared for YouTube. And I do have eras where I am, but lately with holidays and stuff, I've gotten really bad. And it's been like filming it day of. And it just gets really stressful and time consuming. My final social media one, this is the finale. This
is the firework.
This year we will remove this bar.
Can you imagine if I just like
hold us to it. This freaking squiggly line,
it's awful,
is going away in 2025.
We're gonna redo this,
repainting this room white, or this wall white, just a fresh white, and the other ones are probably like a dark gray. But this freaking bar is gonna get the heck out of this video.
Awful. And it's literally, I can look at it over here and it's coming off the wall. All it needs is a good crowbar.
It pains me.
It's awful.
It pains me.
It is really bad. Okay, my social media goals. I have really been enjoying my Trash or Treasure. I think they're fun. I think the people on the internet like them. I think it's this fun little kind of like community we got going on of like, everybody mocks how I say treasure. I think it's fun.
That's just Ryan being quirky and fun and funky.
What do you want me to do about it? I think it's a really good time. I think it's another really good way that I can kind of like
stay active.
And kind of like encompass a few more of my goals. You know, like I get to like source higher dollar things. I get to work on my arbitrage skill. I get to, you know, have social media. So it's just like boom, 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 boom. And then they manifest as this really fun little like reel series. And they're a good time. Generally just post more. That's it. You know, I feel like
be on YouTube a little more.
Not from August to June. I'll give you a rain check on that one. But I just really feel like I got so burnt out with social media. 2022, 2023, kind of
more like 2020, 2021.
Like any of that like pre-Janine nonsense. I was like, I don't care.
Too much.
I don't want to be on the internet. I don't want to see any of this. It was just really not fun. And I think a lot of it has kind of like turned a corner. You know, it's a fun place again. And the reselling community on Instagram has like always, you know, running around in circles because somebody's on fire somewhere and somebody's yelling at somebody somewhere else. But I think we're in a good spot. You know, I think everybody's in a really good spot. I think it's nice to kind of just like post my funny little thing and just put it out in the world. Diversify things that I post. I do really like making reels now. I think they're really fun because I kind of get in the swing of like, they're easy. I kind of know what clips to film. Like, it's just not as big of a beast as I feel like it was a couple of years ago when they were like new. And I think they're a good time. And I would like to also outfits, things that I find for me. I posted one a week ago of like a leather jacket that I found that is for me, and it was really fun and I really enjoyed it. It's a decent. She had 6,500 views, which isn't bad. I definitely want to do more like designated thrift store reels instead of just my little Trash or Treasure ones, like, oh, this is what I found, or this is what I found, or kind of like do something a little fun with like how I show the stuff that I find. You know, I think it's a good time. And then post more about thrifty things for me. This is my little thrifted outfit. Oh, OTD.
Yeah.
It's cute.
The last, super fast, I just wanted to point these out. Some unexpected wins or finds or improvements from 2024. I guess I could have said this in last Tuesday's video, but I, for some reason, put it in this one. I did find Vivienne Westwood last year, which was really awesome. I didn't even have that as a goal. I found Dior, like new good Dior, some sandals.
Yes, you did.
I found Vampire's Wife, which I would have never even thought was a possibility, so I didn't put it on my list. And I found a Loro Piana, like straight out new style, whatever. And the smart glasses were a huge improvement.
Those are so cool.
That will be implemented all throughout 2025. I really enjoy using those. They add like a new layer of depth, I feel like, to Thrift With Me.
They are so cool.
I really enjoy them. That is 2025, at least what we're hoping for. So I can't tell you what's going to happen, but that is what we're hoping
Lord knows! But I think it'll be fun.
So let us know below, first off, if you made it till the end, and also let us know what are your like 3 biggest goals for 2025, I guess, like business-wise. What do you want to cut something out? Do you want to add something in? I feel like a lot of Ryan and I's are actually almost like cutting things out. We're doing a lot of honing in and like
restructuring.
Yes. Normally I think of the goals as like adding stuff, like whatever. Like, I want to join this new platform. I want to do this extra thing.
I don't want to do
this year. Cutting it down,
if it ain't
chopping
broke,
it back, focusing on what works.
If it ain't broke, don't For sure.
Exactly. So
That's
that
it.
is our 2025 goal
What are your goals?
list. Let us know yours. Otherwise, next Tuesday, we're going to talk about kind of like the numbers and the real data and math behind our 2024 and how it really performed, what brands did good, what kind of trends we saw, etc.
It'll be fun.
So we will see you for that at some point, and I'm sure we'll see you very soon for a haul. Goodbye.
Goodbye.